Hey guys, hey Fortunato podcast with Jackson and me, Rafael. We talked about patience, the story about Jackson's London school and then U.S. school that he
The
that he
transition,
here, the
Brazil,
transition.
London, US.
We talked about how I started and how we did the consistency, the patience, and the determination to have what we have right now in just a few years, and that most people don't have. They don't have patience, and that's why they're not achieving anything.
Consistency, believe on what you do. All of this together is bringing us along the road, and we are breaking numbers in and breaking the taboos of business who closed the first year, second year, third year, fourth year. We're going to go to the sixth year now, and things just keep going.
Getting better and better. So most people like this, they don't know how to stay in business, or they don't know how to stay in shape. They don't know how to do this and that because of the lack of patience. So watch a little bit more. See ya. We're back again with another podcast today after a pretty good ice bath session. It was in breathing and everything like that we talked before in the podcast before, that we do this hopefully at least once a week. It was how many degrees? 45?
45 degrees, yeah, for 3 minutes.
I thought it was 40. It's like so close.
Good. It's cold, yeah. It's cold. Now it's finally time to get some real cold showers.
Cold showers getting
The winter is
now.
coming here in Texas. You still don't get like a real cold shower, but
Yeah.
it's gonna be
Closer,
good.
but
It was
it's
good
closer.
this morning when a student come to us and called me on the side and say, "Hey,
Yeah.
professor, you know what? I tried a cold shower the other day, and that was good. I took a cold shower after training, and I felt really good after that.
One cold shower per person.
Yeah.
That's
It's
the
really
goal.
good, man. Really good.
That's the goal.
People getting out of the comfort zone with a simple cold shower.
Yeah, it's true. It's a pretty simple cold shower, but it's scary for so
Yeah.
many people.
Yeah.
So we're gonna talk today pretty simple stuff about a few stories that Jackson and I have about consistency and patience, and that we were naturally talking about it yesterday. And I said to Jackson, we have to talk about it one more time, just for the podcast, a little bit more, no? A little bit more about the story that most people don't understand about focus and waiting the right moment and not being too consistent when they have to, or being proactive and all that stuff. Because we saw a situation that the person wanted to do the things the easy way, meaning the easy way. They do it for 1 month or 1 week or 2 months, and it happened to me one time, trying to work out, for example, for a month, and then I saw something like a supplement or something like that, and it happens to all of us. We see like a burn fat or something, and then we want that, and then we stop working out. Or it can happen with many things in life, like having the job, and then you want to talk to the super boss there of your own boss, and you want to make things a little bit simple for you to scale, fake it till you make it type of thing. And then we were discussing that in our experience, both of us, and I'm blessed to have not only him as an example, but my mother and many people. There's one guy online as well that give me some slap of reality that is not that way. It's people that deserve it that will get those type of results, right? So we can start like with your story, like London, that you went there for opportunity, and then without thinking, you got another opportunity here to come back to not to come back to a new opportunity here in the U.S. You weren't thinking about it, never, but just coming into class and everything.
Yeah,
How was that experience?
one thing leads to the other. I left Brazil nearly 17 years ago with a dream of make a better life out of the country.
That was your goal. Like you never
That
thought
was
of
my
where.
goal.
Doesn't matter.
Didn't know where. I only know that Brazil was a struggle for me to be there, culturally and financially. And even though I finished my degree, I just felt like, man, I have to go and try something different. And then I moved to London, and imagine you arrive in London, you don't know how to speak one word in English, you have like one friend, and I just loved it. I just thought that was good, that I have finally to go and look where my shoes was, and I don't have anybody to ask, and do your laundry, buy your food, cook your food, wash, live with different people. And I think that was really good for me to improve my focus, and that you have no choice anymore. You have to focus and you have to do things, otherwise they will not happen anymore. And put yourself in a situation like this can be a life-changing, because you either like or you hate it. And even if you like, you still hate it because it's hard. It's hard. You get off of your comfort zone, your warm bed, and your nice food and family, and then you go to a place where there is nobody and none of that's happening anymore. It's hard, but it's the way it is. You have to commit, you have to focus, and you have to break a wall every day to go through life, and that's what life's made, and sometimes we see like the opportunities in front of people, but it's hard for them to get it. It's really hard for them to go through and be ready for that opportunity. It's like, I think that's the thing, like, be ready. I was ready for a challenge when I moved away, and the challenge was there waiting for me. So it was like a match. I was strong. I was ready to learn. And sometimes people, they're not. They still, the ego is in between. Sometimes they think they already know what's happening there. And I think most often is you just deny it, right? Like you just that there is a future there, but it's gonna be so hard to do it that you prefer just live on your bubble. You're capable to do that extra step, but there is so much things that you have to do that's, oh man, it's fine here. I'm gonna keep doing what I'm doing, and then you stay unhappy in that loop. And the opportunity is just there.
That little comfortable loop. And then for you that you wanted a better life, you found it in London. But then how many years you stay in London?
I stayed in London for 9 years.
So in 9 years,
9 years.
You were good.
I was good.
You said that you were good. Yeah.
Yes, I was. Of course, there is many up and downs in this good, but I liked it. I adapt well, I really adapt well with the different everything.
But like for your goal, do you think you achieved your goal there, or you wanted something more
I start my goal there, and then I found out the value of Jiu-Jitsu. That was the biggest thing I learned in London, was like, wow, Jiu-Jitsu, and people want to learn Jiu-Jitsu now. Yeah. And then that was the big call for me, like, wow, I have something that's people will pay to learn from me. And I always like to share and be there for people and help kids, and Jiu-Jitsu was the perfect tool for me to do that. And my goal, I passed my goal big in London, because I want to have one gym, and I end up I have more than one gym and lots of students, and I met the right people, and these people lead me through the way of success, and we are doing very good. But one part of the system broke at one point. One part of the system broke, and the system started to collapse a little bit. Meaning? And that was exactly when I left. The system of the gym that we were running, the organization we were running, was going like super good, and then one piece of it broke. It's like, imagine you and me, we are like running this thing together, and then like you move, tomorrow you move somewhere, so or you found you get married and you have like a twins at the same time, and you cannot be available for anything, so that system is like missing a part now. And I was ready to move forward. I was ready for another challenge. After 9 years there, I have done a lot there already.
How did you go change? It changed from a better life, and then it changed to what after 9 years?
And then after 9 years,
what were you thinking?
When I moved to London, I have two options: stay on the loop, unhappy, or try something newer to make me happy, right? When I moved from London to the US, the options were different. I have the good option to stay where I was, that I loved London and the culture there and the lifestyle. I love it, I like it. Or I could improve that better coming to the US. So I had a good option and an amazing option. another challenge that I like in a place that the weather was more like the way
You used to live in
I want
Brazil.
to have. And you know, the jiu-jitsu was bigger here. Jiu-jitsu was in demand, more demanded here than in the UK by the time. And so I was like, why not try if there is a even better option? So I came from Brazil, from the low, and then I went to the medium, like nice, UK is nice lifestyle, work with jiu-jitsu, full-time, running the gyms. And then like, wow, a place that the economy is even better and jiu-jitsu is more popular, there is more demand for it, people give more value for it right now, and the weather is nice, in the weather the sun shine more, and all the competition was there, all the organizations going to America, and you know, that was the big picture of jiu-jitsu. It still is, you know, America today is the place where jiu-jitsu is well established, you know, like lots of Brazilian good professors are immersed in America all over the country.
Yeah, they have built nice roots. Yeah.
You know, especially like the old masters, you know, like a lot of them are here. You know, Hawaii and all over US.
California, New York.
You know, like coral belts and red belts. You know, like Horion came first and start the UFC idea and start to bring everybody and friends start to come. You know, and it's amazing, you know. So that was focus, you know, was all focus. I remember like leaving Brazil and going to the unknown life, and like how many challenges there is in there, you know, like, and I knew like if I don't focus that I have to wake up at 7 a.m. every day, things would not happen. You know, I would not found a job. I had like 2 months to find a job, otherwise my money would not last.
In London?
Yes, in London, 2 months of money, that's what I had. And I imagine you go back, the fail, focus, crash and collapse of all your dream, you know. So 2 months and I had to focus in one job, better house, a car, friends, you go achieving, you know, drive license, course English, you know, like you go achieving, getting, biting new fruits along the road, you know, feeling the taste of everything. And if you don't do that, you stagnated, you know, you just don't go. You know, what's one of the guy that's you look for right when we met told you, you know, like when we met, you said to me like, oh, Jackson, I want to go meet this guy because I think he have an open mind about business and growth in life. And what he told you, the first thing there that was shocked.
Yeah, I don't know.
If you don't move, you don't get it, you know, and that's how it is. It's pretty straightforward. And then if you have the ability or if you have the energy or the mindset is different, is totally different talk, you know. But if you're ready to go, the opportunities are out there. And if you're in America, the land of opportunities, you know, you just have to be honest and work, sell your product correct, and people will give value for it.
And let me ask you this, because in Venezuela it's typical that when or I don't know if every most Latinos are like this, but Venezuelans are, when they go out, they're already like, okay, I'm out of the country now, I can buy. And here in the US, looking to lease a car for
2 days of work.
Yeah, you can lease a car, no problem, and then you can get a Mercedes and start to fake it till you make it type of vibe. In London, when you were there, or even here in the US, you never fake it till you make it. You just worked. You just did to survive, and then you weren't like, okay, let me buy now a nice car here and start to show a little bit to my friends back in Brazil.
No, the show off in London is kind of more. It's much more discreet. You know, you can live like next to a millionaire, and you not find out because his house look exactly like yours. You know, so it's the standards are more steady. You know, at least for the middle class, where I was more involved. You know,
but you never thought on getting something like pretty cool, so that way you can show them to your friends back in Brazil.
No, I never had that.
Because that's typical for a Latin.
Yeah, like maybe a phone. You know, go back home with a nice phone, but never like too much. Like
too much material.
Yeah, I always live so simple that any little thing extra is a big upgrade. You know, so it's. But I never had this, and I met a lot of people with this mindset, go there and work harder than I was working to build that kind of lifestyle, you know, like buy a nice house in Brazil and and go to Brazil often and get a nice car and hang out there with the friends and pay food for everybody. I've seen a lot of people do that. They need it. They need it to go back and show the success in that way.
That feedback of talking like
my way to show my success is going to Brazil and meet a friend that's in pain, and I can help him with his back issues through foundation training. A friend that have a gym and he wants some advice how we run the gym here in America. That would be something that's my kind of show off. Like sit down and share experiences. Would be like, hey man, how many countries did you go until today? I went to 40 countries. That's my way. Like I would show off a lot, like showing how much I
experience.
How much I experienced life already, while my friend in Brazil didn't took the chance and the risks that I took and explore, and that's okay. Everybody's happy.
Everybody's
where they are.
different.
I had the need, and you pay a very high price for that. You pay a very high price because you leave your whole family and your friends and everything. Like I remember, like twice in my life, I delete the whole contacts on my phone. Like you don't go to your phone and delete all your contacts, right? I did that twice. What? When I moved from Brazil to the US, after 1 year, I look at my Brazilian phone and I say, like, I don't need these contacts anymore.
Yeah.
I don't need, because I'm not gonna call these people regularly anymore. So I let that go. I didn't like save rescue before you have to save like one by one. And then when I come to the US again, I kept all the contacts for a year, but then I look at my phone and I say like, I can clean up a lot now because I don't have access to call these people and text message them as before. So it's a big reset, and then you have to restart again, like doing a drive license, learn how to drive. In the UK, learn how to drive in the other side. Such a cool experience, allow you have this view, like you can drive the car in both sides. So it's been overwhelming how life been good to me and how much I've been challenged more and more and growing and meeting people like you and like everybody in the gym and my wife, my kids. I would never tell that I would have a family here in America, have my own gym here, expanding everything what I know and what I do. And it's very pleasant, it's very nice to have the feeling of achievement and make you stronger to focus more and more and run life in the best way possible. Life is just one time, one goal.
Yeah, and that's why I asked that part that most people go with the material stuff, so that way they can show off without noticing that that's just temporary, and the experience that you can share with everybody is way much bigger, in a way that you can change people's life, like you said, with foundation training, or the way that you train Jitsu, you can save somebody from injury.
Yes.
And the mindset as well, it can give them more years of training for them, in the way that you eat and all that stuff. So what I was sharing with Jackson as well yesterday is that what helped me for the 3 years I've been here, that is super small amount of time that I've been training Jiu-Jitsu and helping Jackson, is before I met him, or the opportunity to help him, I was already doing some stuff. So when I was 19, I was already watching some videos and reading some books and courses and stuff like that to help me break some beliefs and everything that I was like basically making myself stuck more than I was. I didn't want to go to college because I didn't like it. I was studying geophysics, and then engineering with a master in business. I was always trying to see what can I get a little bit more open, and I didn't like any of them just because it wasn't. I didn't want to stay in an office for 9 to 5. I just didn't. In 19, thankfully, I noticed by watching some of the guy's video, and then he said one thing that sparked a little bit of the conversation in my mind, if it was worth it or not. And it was that you have to deserve what you want. And sometimes even what you deserve, you're not gonna get. So like those two things most people don't understand. Like you have to deserve it, so you have to work for it. And sometimes you don't even get what you deserve. You're not entitled to it at all. So you have to like keep moving and change some things here and there, so that way you can get it. And that helped me to shift some things and start like looking for other opportunities and seeing opportunities differently. Like the first time, and I think I share with you, Jackson, that I started looking for a job with a soccer store, like just a soccer store, like cleats and soccer balls and T-shirts and everything, right? And I told the guy I was learning about social media and I wanted to go deeper that way and help grow the store, right? Because he was doing the normal stuff, just like no social media, no anything. I was 19 at that time, so that was 6 years ago, so 2013.
So you offered to help him?
Yeah, so same thing. I was starting from everything from there, and the guy was like, yeah, I need somebody to hold the store and maybe help me with that. He liked the ideas, but he didn't go for it. And I was like that would be the perfect opportunity for me at that time. To give you context, I love soccer. Like my passion was soccer and all that stuff, and I was watching the Champions Leagues and the La Liga and all those teams just because I like to watch. Is entertaining for me and interesting, right? Then after that, the guy didn't give me the position, and gladfully I was meeting other people as well. So the plan B, I met another guy, I had another ideas and everything. Just the consistency on trying stuff and keep going, that gave me like a bunch of opportunities that either way that didn't pan out at all, it didn't happen, that led me to the place that Jackson was. And then at those 2 years, because it took 2 years just like bouncing here around to see what opportunity was there for me and creating them as well, like going to group to meet new people, going to ask a couple of my circle to see if they have people here in Houston so I can meet, and maybe ideas here and there, they see if they have contacts for me to build something, whatever. I was doing everything. And at that time I was with a group of Venezuelans that knew how to build that website and everything. And then at the same time I saw a video of the guy that I was watching, by the way, Ty Lopez. He gave me like a learning of reading for fun and development. He gave me that seed, right, that nugget. And then he made a video with Henner, and they were training jiu-jitsu together. And I was like, man, that's cool. I like jiu-jitsu in the way that Henner was developing and teaching jiu-jitsu, and the way that the philosophy that he had. I was like, man, I want to learn it. I dove in more than Gracie breakdown, all that stuff. And then I would start searching. I went to one place. I did a private there. I didn't like it too much. It was expensive, and I didn't know back then about the competition side. But I was lucky enough to avoid it just there. And then I met Jackson, and I did a free trial as well that time. I went to the place that we are now, but it was under construction, everything. They were moving. I met one of their students that told me, oh, we're doing the class in the other building, but come Saturday, try it out. And then I met Jackson and everything, and after a few classes, I talked to him about it, like, hey, I know that I did my research, the website was a little bit like, oh, here and there, and I was like, I can help Jackson out, and I have free time, maybe there's an opportunity here. Teach me jiu-jitsu, I'll help you with the business side. 3 years later of just boom, drill, and just focus on keeping the business running and new ideas and reading and courses and all of that, we have been here now with what we have as the academy and the students and the system that we're getting better, and the trips that we've been getting, the freedom, like all that stuff we've been developing in those 3 years. That is nothing. 3 years is nothing. So we were super blessed in that part, and that helped with when I tell this story to people, they say like, oh man, you're lucky. But at the same time, I read something that says like luck goes to one side. If you can see like a triangle, or you can see like 3 points coming in, luck goes one side, then opportunity goes to another side, and then preparation goes to another side. So they three met together and you need the three of them to have that. Because sometimes without luck, sometimes you don't get picked by the opportunity, and you have the opportunity, but you're prepared, but the luck like gives you a little bit of like an edge, right? The opportunity is there and the luck is there, but you're not prepared at all, so you have bad results. You're prepared, you're lucky, but the opportunity is not there. So that's sometimes people think that oh no, you're just lucky, or no, you're just super talented or something like that. No, everything went together and you were ready for it, and now you can take
preparation, right? The preparation,
the focus,
the opportunity,
the dedication, everything like that comes together. Most people don't understand that, the patience of it. I wasn't even thinking on what we have now at all. I just wanted to come in daily and just help out as much as I can, and every day give something brick by brick, and now in the details, just building, and then we step back and like, oh man, now we have a wall. Cool. And then now we keep going brick, and then we have 4 walls, and then you just keep going like every day to make everything simple. Whenever you have something complex, like oh, I want to do this, don't generalize in whatever goal you have, just break it down. For example, right now we have one of the kids that comes in the kids class is a French kid. Speaks a little bit of English. He understands here some things here and there. But I wanted to learn French, and I did the same with Portuguese. I learned Portuguese 5 minutes a day with a little app, and then Jackson, of course, being blessed that he's Brazilian and everything. I was like, hey, just speak to me in Portuguese, just that. I started hearing that, and then I started speaking Portuñol, a little bit of Spanish with Portuguese, and I just learned it just by doing it every day, just practicing. So 5 minutes of that app, now I want to learn French, and now I have that kid that wants to speak French because and he loves it. Every time that I say something in French, he's like, oh, he's just excited because I'm doing an effort to communicate with him. So that 5 minutes in that interaction, at least twice a week or one time a week, after a year, that's gonna give me 4 languages now.
Yeah.
So,
and another thing on top of that is like the kid also needs this extra attention.
Yeah.
You know, because he can't communicate in the class. And so imagine the instructor learning a little bit of his language and already like, hey, what's up, man? French here, French there. You know, the kid's gonna feel like home so well. You know, that's gonna work in both ways.
Yeah, it's a win-win for both, and you have to see stuff like that. Like instead of seeing, I want to learn French, and then you're like, I want to learn, but then you're not breaking down into daily 5 minutes. Just go to the app, learn. I want to learn French. Listen to a podcast in French for 10 minutes. Whatever you're trying to do, just break it down into small things a day, and then that daily, do it super small and have boundaries, so that way you don't break that boundary. Sometimes we get excited, like I'm gonna learn for 30 minutes, and then you burn yourself down. No, just 5 minutes, and keep that excitement longer. And then after that, believe
consistency makes it perfect.
Yeah, just the consistency will be longer. It will be more sustainable. And after, for example, instead of 30 minutes, you do 5. It's gonna go 30 days. You already have it in you. It's automatic. So you don't have to worry about it. It's simple. It's available for you to do. And most people don't know how to do this. Just to focus in and sit down and just for 5 minutes do that. 10 minutes do this. 15 minutes on that book. 20 minutes on working here, stuff like that. Most people don't understand, and there's one book that said that the art of focusing on something, on drilling in, for example, fighters. You said about CrossFit athletes. Fighters have 3 months that they prepare for a fight. They focus for 3 months. What was it for about the CrossFit competition? They close in for how many months?
I don't know how long, but they isolate themselves in the middle of the desert in a warehouse, and they train there 24 hours a day, no distraction, no TV, nothing. It's just like equipment, training, food, sleep.
Drilling.
For 2-3 months, and then they're gonna go for the CrossFit Games.
Yeah.
So it's the toughest competition, you know?
Yeah, so just like to give yourself a little bit like a clock, 20 minutes timer, 25 minutes timer, 1 hour, whatever that you feel that you need, clock in, clock out with your phone, put it away, put it in another room, and then you hear the beep, okay, boom, time to relax a little bit, let's go. walk around, food, whatever, but just clock out of whatever you're doing. Do that.
Start something else.
So because it's gonna help you a lot, believe me. It's gonna help you to be in the place that you want to be, and then you're gonna forget as well. Like I was telling before, I didn't even realize that we're gonna be here, and 3 years later we're here, and 5 years later I don't know where we're gonna be. But doing this, the podcast every week, and the daily classes that we have to put nuggets here and there, principles here and there, techniques here and there, the interaction with the students with amazing energy every day, the breathings, the ice bath, the jiu-jitsu, the whatever that you're doing every day to keep that high energy and that peace of mind, and watching videos of jiu-jitsu and reading books and all that stuff gives us the freedom to put that brick, and then tomorrow we put another one, and then 10 years later we're gonna have amazing things if we keep going, and we're not
one
distracted.
brick by the day.
It's simple, brick by brick, just that. Anything else that you want to share?
No, that was good. It was very good talk, sharing a little bit how we focus and we try to keep things mindset together, communication, and
do it.
That was good.
If you have any questions, not only that, but we can end up with 30 seconds of a little response about our school. We're here in Houston. This is the second message that we do this. If you're a student, or if you're someone that doesn't know about us, we're in Houston in the Energy Corridor area, and we give jiu-jitsu, self-defense, no competition, no anything, safe and foreign environment. You have 10 days for free to try it out. You as an adult or a child. Right now as a child, our admissions are closed because we're full in that part. We're going to open back in summer. But you as an adult that wants to try it out and want to dedicate some focus, like today we're talking about, dedicate like 10 days that you want to try it out and see how it goes.
Try
for the first time.
New that's going to help you. Lots of stuff.
This is the best option that you will try, because you won't risk anything. It's just 10 days for free. We're going to provide you with a uniform and everything. Try it out. If you don't like it, return it. Free of charge. That's it. And if you're one of the students, tell a friend. Bring him in, and that's it.
Yeah.
Thank you guys so much.
Thank you.
See you next time.